Hey guys, welcome back. Video we are going to see stock and data method from branch accounts. Under stock and data method, we have two areas which is at invoice price. If it is at cost, we have branch stock, branch data, branch cash, branch P&L. If it is sent at invoice price, only one adjustment entry which has to be added with the ledgers, which is branch adjustment account, which purely comprises the invoice price, which is the for goods sent to branch and goods returned to branch, and whatever the profit loaded with the opening stock and closing stock, everything will be take place here. So that's the only purpose of branch adjustment. So if it is cost, no branch adjustment. If it is invoice price, yes, branch adjustment is there. So we have to transfer the profit portion of branches profit portion of opening stock and closing stock, the unrealized profits, no, we have to transfer it here. No, the opening stock of the branch stock, opening stock of the branch stock account. No, the profit portion of that opening stock is the buy balance brought down of this branch adjustment. So I will see one by one. There are two entry. I think there are two major entries and two line items which has to be understand with this for this two areas. When it comes to branch sent to goods sent to branch stock increases, and we'll buy received from goods received from the head office. Okay, so if it is uh, if it is at invoice price, we have a branch adjustment. See, this is the profit portion, this is the cost price. Okay, so total goes to branch stock account. And if it is goods returned by branch, we have to reduce the stock level. See, we have to reduce the stock level. So goods returned to head office books. Okay, so head office, goods has increased, our goods has decreased. Okay, here our goods has increased, head office goods has decreased. Okay, now if it goods returned by branch with the at the invoice price, then that profit portion has to come here, the cost should be come here. That's it. Now if IP loaded with the opening stock, what if IP, the invoice price loaded with the opening stock, then we have to segregate that opening stock into cost, and so profit portion goes to buy balance brought down of branch adjustment account. Same like closing stock loaded, if closing stock is loaded with the invoice price, the profit portion goes to closing balance of the branch adjustment, which is two balance carried down. Okay, that's it. So this is the two line items which we have to have when it comes to cost and invoice price. Other than that, every so see, cash sales, so our stock reduces, branch cash increases, credit sales, our debtor increases, stock decreases. If it is expenses paid by the head office bank account reduces, our expenses increases. If expenses paid by branch itself, then our branch expenses increases, branch cash account decreases, right? And if it is petty cash expenses, they pay the expenses by petty cash, then petty cash balance will reduce, right? So we have to credit the petty cash balance. Okay, then bad debts is the bad debts will leads to reduce the debtors, right? So debtors should reduce the branch expenses, which is bad debts is the branch expenses, right? Bad debts, discount allowed, these are all the branch expenses category. So we have to recognize it under branch expenses, right? Then amount received from debtors, if it is amount received from debtor should reduce cash account debit to branch debtors account. If it is amount sent by branch to head office, then the head office cash balance should reduce, right? So it has to reduce, and our HO bank account, so it is debited. Here amount sent by head office to branch for petty expenses. See, petty expenses, for petty cash expenses, the amount increased by the amount given by the head office. So petty cash expenses will petty cash balance will increase, and a bank balance will reduce. HO bank balance will reduce. Now that's it. These are all the major entries we have to notice when it comes to stock and debtors method for under cost and invoice price method. So invoice price, when it comes to invoice price, branch adjustment is the only entry. What if branch adjustment comes, goods into if it is goods into branch stock will increase, then we have to credit the line items which is to GSTB, which is goods sent to branch, and the profit portion which has to be come under branch adjustment. Same like reverse the entry if it is goods return. See, reversing the entry goods return. Profit portion of opening stock in the branch stock will be the opening balance of branch adjustment. Profit portion of closing stock will be the closing balance of branch adjustment. That's it. Let's quickly get into the problem. I have taken two problems from CA material because this is very little bit comprehensive, but in our CMA material the questions are not that comprehensive, so it covers the whole part. So I have taken this for your understanding. You can, with this problem, you can solve any kind of problems in our CMA material, right? So that's the sole motive. So with the minimum problem, we have to solve most of the problems. That's the main goal. Okay, now that is the Bombay Traders invoiced goods at cost, see, to branch, Delhi branch, okay, Bombay. Head office paid all branch expenses. From its bank account except petty cash. Expenses. This only met by branch. Okay. Then all cash collected was banked. Okay. Immediate transfer. Okay, then opening balances have been given in the question. Opening balances have given goods rent from goods into branch, goods return to branch, goods return to head office, then cash sales, credit sales, allowance to customers. So let's do one thing. We'll put the journal entries for all these entries. This will make the process very easier. Okay, let's take the pencil. Okay, this is opening balance of stock. All these are opening balance, right? All these are closing balance. Then goods sent from head office, which is branch stock, to goods into branch. Goods returned. Then if it is goods returned, goods into branch to branch stock should reduce. If it is cash sales, then branch cash to branch stock, right? Branch stock. Then credit sales, data should increase to branch stock. Our stock should reduce. Allowances to customers and a discount to customers. Okay, this will automatically reduce the debtors, branch debtors account. They are branch expenses. Okay, branch expenses. Then bad debts also branch expenses. Expenses to debtors. Goods returned by customers. Goods returned by customers, which is sales return. Branch stock account debit to debtors. Then salaries and wages. These three are expenses. Branch expenses account debit to branch cash account. Sorry, all branch expenses has been paid by the head office, right? So this has to be bank account. Head office will pay. Cash received from sundry debtors. Okay, if it is cash received from sundry debtors, branch cash account debit to debtors. That's it. We are fine. That's it. Okay, now let's quickly number the question. Also we will prepare the basic default ledgers. Okay, which are all the default ledgers? Branch stock account, branch stock, then branch debtors, branch cash account, branch petty cash they gave, okay, let's pull down. Okay, branch petty cash, then branch expenses, then branch P&L. Okay, these are the ledgers we have to open, because the balance given for okay, the what are the opening balance given? To balance brought down, which is 7,000. What's the closing balance? Which is buy balance carried down 6,500. Just fill the opening balance and closing balance of entries. Debtors 12,600, 9,800. 12,600, 9,800. Then petty cash 200, 100. That is petty cash. To balance bear down 200 to buy balance brought down, which is 100. Okay, branch expenses. What are the branch expenses? Is there any opening? That's it, right? Okay, fine. Guys, see, I have numbered the ledgers. I've given the numbering format for ledgers, and I've wrote the number for all the entries we wrote. So just we have to plugging the values is the sole motive. So let's quickly do that. Okay, now branch stock to GSTB, goods sent to branch, which is to GSTB account, which is how much? 26,000. Okay, then goods returned to head office, which is by GSTB, which is 1,000. Cash sales will reduce the stock, will receive the branch cash, which is 17,500 to branch stock, which goes to third ledger, which is how much? 17,500, right? Okay, now credit sales entry is debtors to branch stock. So 1 and 2 entry, 1 and 2 ledgers will hit by debtors, which is 28,400 to branch stock, which is 28,400. Then allowances to customers, discount to customers, bad debts. All these items will hit the debtors area. So let's total 200 plus 1,400 plus 600, which is 2,200. Branch expenses to 5 and 2 ledgers will hit. Okay, by branch expenses, which is 2,200. This is simply the total of 200 plus 1,400 plus 600. Okay, then any other okay, next one. So we have entered here, we have to show in the branch expenses also, right? To debtors, which is 2,200. to branch data, which is 2200. We have to include branch for every line item. So because we are preparing in the head office books, if it is we simply term it as debtors, it will show us it will increase the debtor, it will inflate the debtor balance. Okay, debtor balance of head office, but this is branch debtors, so we have to clearly term the debtors as branch debtors. Okay, so this is very important. And then goods written by customers. Goods written by customers is sales return, obviously, which is branch stock will increase. To branch debtors account, which is 500. To buy branch stock, sales return, which is 500. Then what else? Salary, wages, rent and expenses, sundry expenses, all these has been paid by the head office. Okay, 6200 plus 1200 plus 800, which is the 8200, which is paid by the head office. So branch expenses to bank account, paid by whom? Head office. 8200. What's the values? 6200, 1200 plus 800. Okay, now next entry, cash received from sundry debtors. Branch cash account debit to debtors account. So branch cash to debtors by branch cash, which is how much? 28,500. Then debtors, which is branch cash to debtors to branch debtors account, which is 28,500 we received. Right, now all that said, we have entered all the values. Now we have to find out what's the balances of all these. Okay guys, let's close the balance one by one. Now branch stock, which is 7,000 plus 26,000 plus 500. 7,000 plus 26,000 plus 500, which is 33,500 on the debit side. 33,500. Okay, to branch P&L account, profit during the gross profit during the period, which is 19,900 is the balancing figure. Now let's go to the branch debtors area. 12,600. Let's see if there is any difference. 41,000. Okay, it's balanced. There is no carry forward or carry down any values mismatch, so it's balanced. 41,000. Now 17,500 plus 28,500, which 46,000. We are immediately transferring it to HO. Okay, 46,000 is the balancing figure. Now petty cash balance. So we made some expenses, which is there is a balance reduction. So that would be petty cash expenses. We are assuming that. So 100 would be spent for petty cash expenses. This is the balancing figure. Then these petty cash expenses would be comes under expense area, right? By petty cash expenses. This is branch expenses. Okay, branch expenses. So 100. Now what would be the total? 2,200 plus 8,200 plus 100, which is 10,500. We are going to transfer it to branch P&L account. 10,500. Now we got the expenses and we also got the gross profit. Now to branch expenses, which is 10,500. What's the gross profit by branch stock account, which is 19,900. See, we found that here. Okay, to balance carried down, which is 9,400 is the net profit, which goes to P&L account of HO books. Okay, that's it. Right? Very easy problem only, not a very tough thing. The thing is, we have to understand that there are 5 ledgers in the when it comes to cash. When it comes to cost method, cost, goods centered cost. So the thing is, we should not make any mistakes in the journaling part. Okay, if the journals are right, the problem would be right. Okay, now let's quickly get into the next problem, which is Harrison of Chennai. Okay. Oh, okay. Harrison of Chennai. Transfer goods to New Delhi branch. Okay. Goods centered 20% above cost. Okay, they have sent the goods at invoice price. The branch makes both cash and credit. Branch expenses partly paid by HO, partly by branch itself. Okay, the statement of expenses incurred by the branch every month sent to head office for recording. Okay, the expenses will be periodically transferred to head office. Now, following further details are given for the year ended 31st December 2021. So they have given some line items. So we have to understand what they are trying to convey. We know that this is the invoice price problem. Okay, these are all the opening balances. These are all closing balances. Okay, this is at cost. We have to show it as a invoice price. Okay, when it comes to invoice price, every line item should be at the invoice price only, and we have to adjust the branch adjustment properly. Okay, cost of goods sent to branch at cost, which is what? Branch stock account to GSTB. Okay, they have sent it at cost price. We have to increase at invoice price. Okay, goods received by branch till 31/12/2021 is 2,20,000. So we have converted the cost price into invoice price, which is 2,40,000, and till the year end, the branch has received only 2,20,000 units. So what about the 20,000 units left out, which is the goods in transit? Okay, we have to understand that this is the goods in transit goods. So we have to show it under branch stock only as closing stock. Okay, so we have to add it into this. Now credit sales, which is debtors to branch stock, cash sales, branch cash to branch stock, expenses, which is branch expenses to bank account, then the bad debts, which is branch expenses to debtors. That's it. We have done with all the line items given in the question. Let's quickly open the journals. Sorry, quickly open the ledgers. First one. Branch stock account, branch adjustment account, branch debtors account, branch cash account, branch expenses, branch P&L. That's it. Okay, we have opened all the ledgers required to solve this problem. Now okay, this is the first ledger, second ledger, third ledger, fourth ledger, fifth and sixth. Okay, now let's quickly number the journals given in the question. So this is 1, this is also 1. We have to add with the closing stock, right? Then this is 3, this is 1, this is 4, this is 1, this is 5, this is this comes to HO books, this is related to HO books, this is 5 and this is 3. That's it, right? Branch cash is 4, right? This branch cash is 4. That's it. We have numbered everything. Now we can quickly solve this problem in no time. Okay, now let's take this. Let's quickly fill the balances. Two balance brought down, which is 25,000 they have given. We have to show it in the invoice price, which is 120%, which is actually plus 20%, which is 30,000. Okay, so what's the profit portion load? That is the opening balance of branch adjustment, right? By balance brought down, which is 25,000 into 20%, which is 5,000, right? Done. Next entry, the first entry, which is okay, debtors. Sorry, now we have to fill the closing balance by balance brought down, which is given the question 28,000, but we also have 20,000 in goods in transit, right? So it comes to 48,000 as closing branch stock. Now to balance carried down, which is 48,000 into 20%, which is the loaded guys, this is not the cost value, so we should not calculate like this. This is the IP. If it is IP, what we have to do is 20 divisible by 120, because the IP is 120, right? So to calculate this, we have to multiply with 20. To get a clear understanding, you see the previous video. In the previous video, at the end part, I have discussed about this IP price calculation and the cost price calculation. You will get the better view on that. Okay, so 48,000 into 20 divisible by 120, which comes to 8,000 is the branch adjustment, right? Okay, done. Then debtors balance, which is 32,750, 26,000. Sorry, two balance brought down by balance carried down. Okay, then goods received by branch at cash in hand. Let's go to cash, which is 5,000, 2,500. Two balance brought down by balance carried down. Okay, oh, then one by one we'll start with the line items given in the table. Goods sent to branch at cost, so we have to show it under the IP price, which is 2 goods into branch account, which has to be shown under the cost 2 lakhs, but we have to also show branch adjustment, right? You know the journal entry I've shown you, branch adjustment account, which is 40,000. See, in the branch stock account, debit2 goods sent to branch at cost at profit portion. Okay, so that's what we have done here also. GSTB at cost and then profit, branch adjustment account at cost, sorry, profit price. Okay, at profit price. Then goods received by branch, we came to know that that's the information, that's not the line item. Then credit sales, which comes to first, which is by debtors account, branch debtors is how much? 1,65,000. Okay, to branch stock, to branch stock, which is 1,65,000. Then the next entry is cash sales. Cash sale is fourth ledger and the first ledger. The first ledger we have to show it as by branch cash, which is rupees 59,000, to branch stock 59,000. Okay, then cash remitted to head office, which is 2,22,500. $2,22,500, right? Then expenses paid by head office, which is expenses to bank, so fifth. Which is rupees 12,000. Then the next entry is bad debts written off, the expenses, branch expenses to debtors. Expenses, which is how much? 750. Key expenses. That's it. We have recorded everything. Now we can quickly close the balances. See what are all the things. Okay, now the thing is we have to add this line item. We missed this line item. See, by branch stock, we have unloaded the price. Now 30,000 plus 2 lakh plus 40,000 minus 1,65,000 minus 59,000 minus 48,000 is, that's a 2 lakh surplus to branch adjustment. You have to transfer it to branch adjustment, which is the balancing figure 2,000. Okay, 2,000 is the surplus beyond invoice price by branch stock, which is 2,000. Now what's the balance here? 5,000 plus 40,000 plus 2,000 minus 8,000, which is 39,000 is the gross profit to branch P&L. We have to transfer. Okay, then branch debtors we have to close. 32,750 plus 1,65,000 minus 750 minus 26,000. So there is a balance of 1,70,000 where it has to come actually. See, it has to come here 1,71,000. But what's this line item is? So we have the we have sold the stock and we have spent some expenses, which is bad debt. Then what it should be? It should obviously be amount collected from debtors, right? So branch cash account, So we have to transfer this value to branch cash to branch debtors account, which is 1,71,000. Right, now let's quickly close the branch cash, which is 5,000 plus 59,000 plus 1,71,000 plus 2,22,500. Okay, 5,000, 59,000 plus 171. There is a difference amount of rupees 10,000. 10,000 as to here. Okay, what should be the balance? In the question, they said that part of the expenses have been paid by branch. So this obviously would be the branch expenses, right? So by branch expenses account, which is 10,000. This is the balancing figure. To branch cash, which is 10,000. Then that's it. We can close the branch expenses account also by branch P&L account, which is 12,000 plus 750 plus 10,000, which is 22,750. Okay, now to branch expenses account, which is 22,750. What's the branch gross profit? This will be available under branch stock account, which is branch adjustment account, right? So 39,000. In cost method only it will available under branch stock account, and if it is invoice price, it will be the gross profit is accumulated under branch adjustment area to P&L account of head office books. Okay, 39,000 minus 22,750, which is 16,250. That's it. We are ended the question. The question is over. So you guys see that how the flow it is. I hope you guys have got the flow. So this is how we have to. So first we have to prepare the tables. We have to put the journal entries, and if you are okay with the numbers, you can use it. I am okay with numbers, so I am using it. So if you are very familiar, you can easily solve with the journal entries itself. That's fine. So you can only put the journal entries only, and you can start solving the problem. If it is the key things we have to note here is this goods in transit. This is the new item you have to learn, and these kind of line items only will make mistakes in exam. So this kind of line items should be aware of us. Then there is one other problem also in our exam, in our CMA material. I'll solve it in another video, because this involves invoice price, list price, and cost. They have played around these things, so I'll solve it in the another video. Thanks.